everyone and welcome back to our module on pricing strategies for bottom of the pyramid. I hope you have been enjoying our journey so far. In the previous modules, we explored the concepts, characteristics and other segments of POP and products and branding strategies for this market. We have already discussed the importance of understanding the unique challenges and opportunities within the bottom of the pyramid segment. And now, in this session, we are going to look into a very important and a very practical aspect, which is rural specific pricing strategy. Why is this important? Well, rural markets represents a massive untapped opportunity, especially in emerging economies like India, where the majority of the population resides in rural areas. As urban markets become increasingly saturated, rural markets offers immense growth potential for companies who are willing to adjust their strategies. However, reaching these consumers requires us to think and operate differently, especially when it comes to the pricing strategy. With lower income level, unique consumption habits and significant infrastructural challenges such as limited access to retail stores and unreliable transportation networks, pricing strategies for rural markets must be finely tuned to meet these specific needs. The goal is not only to make products affordable, but it is also to ensure that the value proposition resonates with rural consumers who are prioritizing both quality and cost effectiveness. So, in today's session, we will explore the first thing, the key principles of rural pricing strategies. We will try to examine how factors such as income disparity, purchasing power and local economic conditions influence the way products and services should be priced in rural markets. We will also discuss how these principles help companies tailor their offering in a way that maximizes reach without compromising on profitability. Second, we will see specific pricing approaches with relevant examples from penetration pricing, where companies set lower initial prices to attract rural consumers, to building a smaller pack size which makes product more accessible and affordable for low income consumers. We will look at a range of pricing approaches. We will also discuss how dynamic pricing can be employed to cater to fluctuating demand based on seasonal factors or geographic location. Thirdly, we will also discuss some of the case studies of companies that have succeeded in rural markets. We will take a closer look at how companies like Hindustan Unilever, Procter & Gamble and Amul have successfully implemented rural pricing strategies and made their products accessible to consumers at the bottom of the pyramid. These case studies will provide us with real world examples of the challenges and the opportunities which these companies faced and how they navigated rural pricing in innovative ways. So, by the end of this session, you will have a comprehensive understanding of how to develop and implement pricing strategies that are specifically designed for rural markets. We will also explore how these strategies can drive brand loyalty and long-term success in these markets, which are often overlooked by traditional pricing models. So, let us get started and see the world of rural specific pricing strategies. First, we will start by understanding how rural market is and how it is different. Before we get into strategies, let's first understand the rural market. What are the key characteristics of this market? The first one, demographic potential. Rural consumers make up over 65% of India's population and contribute significantly to GDP growth. Globally, rural market in developing countries represent a large share of underserved population. Second characteristic, low disposable income. Many rural consumers earn daily wages, which makes affordability is a key factor when they decide to purchase. The third characteristic, consumption pattern. Purchases are need-based and highly influenced by local festivals, seasons and the traditions. The fourth characteristic, geographical challenges. Villages are scattered across wide distances with limited access to traditional retail stores or e-commerce platforms. To succeed in rural markets, businesses need to adapt their pricing models to match these realities. Now let's see some key principles of rural pricing strategy. To design effective rural specific pricing, three core principles must be followed. 1. Affordability. Rural consumers are highly price sensitive. The price of the product must align with their purchasing power. Good example can be Hindustan Unilever's shampoo sachet, which are priced at rupees 1 per unit, which allowed even low income households to purchase branded products. Sachet packaging strategy has increased HUL's rural market penetration by over 50%. Second, acceptability. The product and its price should resonate with the cultural, functional and emotional needs of rural consumers. For example, LG Electronics launched a low-cost TV named Sampurna, which was designed for Indian rural markets. It was priced affordably and equipped with features like power saving mode for areas with electricity issue. The third is availability. Ensuring product availability at the right place and the right time is the key. Effective distribution models can help businesses reduce overall cost. For example, Coca-Cola's hub and spoke model ensured that even remote villages received timely deliveries of Coca-Cola product. Now let's see few effective rural pricing strategies. Right? Now that we understand the principles, let's discuss specific pricing strategies which are used for rural markets along with practical examples attached to it. The first one is unit pricing, pay per use. This strategy involves selling products in small affordable units, allowing consumers to purchase only what they need at a given time, making it easier for them to afford and to use the product. For example, Tata Tea introduced single-use tea packets for rural consumer which are priced at rupees 2. This strategy enabled rural buyers to purchase a small affordable quantity of tea without the burden of paying for a larger pack that may not be used immediately. Why this policy works? Small packs reduce the upfront cost, making it easier for rural consumers who may have limited disposable income to access products. The flexibility of this model also suits the irregular income pattern of rural consumers, ensuring that they are not burdened with large one-time purchases. Another good example can be of FMCG. In the fast moving consumer goods sector, companies like Unilever, companies like Procter and Gamble have used the unit pricing model for products like soap, detergent, which are offering single use sachet. This allows consumers to buy smaller quantities without having to commit to larger packs, which may be unaffordable in one go. The second strategy, which can be used specific to rural pricing, is value based pricing. This pricing strategy focuses on the value a product delivers to the consumer rather than just the cost of the production or competitive pricing. Let's take an example of Philips. Philips introduced the Chulha smokeless stove designed to reduce indoor air pollution and health hazards for rural households. The stove was priced considering its utility and health benefits, which were highly valued by consumers in rural areas. Why this solution worked? In rural markets, where consumers are often more sensitive to health, safety, and utility, value based pricing helps connect the product's feature with the needs of the target audience. By focusing on the value a product provides, companies can change a premium price while ensuring the customer sees it as a long term investment in their well being. Another good example of value based pricing is Godrej. Godrej also used value based pricing strategy when launching the Chotu Cool, a low cost refrigerator aimed at rural households. The price was determined not just by production cost but also by the saving in electricity and the improved quality of life for rural consumers. Now, let's see the third strategy which can be used in rural specific pricing is differential pricing. This strategy involves setting different prices for the same product in different regions based on regional factors such as purchasing power, demand, and competitive pressures. Let's take an example of telecom operators like Airtel and Jio who offer special recharge packs in rural areas at significantly lower cost as compared to urban areas. This price variation encourage adoption and usage of mobile services in areas where the average consumer has a lower income level. Why that strategy work is differential pricing works because it takes into account the varying purchasing power across different regions. In rural markets, the consumer's ability to pay is often lower than in urban areas. So, offering products at lower prices in these markets can boost adoption, usage, as well as customer loyalty. Another example to understand differential pricing is Unilever, where they are using differential pricing strategies for the products like Lux and Fair and Lovely. In rural and urban areas, the company may sell a smaller sized pack at lower price point to ensure accessibility for a larger consumer base. While in urban areas, they may have access to a larger or premium products at a higher price than the rural small package. The fourth strategy which can be used is promotional pricing. Discounts, bundling and seasonal offers are key component of promotional pricing, making products more attractive during specific times of the year. For example, companies selling fertilizers and seeds often offer discounts during pre-sowing seasons to increase their sales. For instance, Monsanto and Bayer provide subsidies or special offers to encourage farmers to purchase their products ahead of planting season. Why this strategy works is in rural markets where seasonal income from agriculture is a key determinant of purchasing power. Aligning promotional offers with the agricultural calendar makes this product more affordable and relevant. Promotional pricing encourages bulk purchases during the peak demand seasons, thereby driving higher sales volume. Another good example to understand promotional pricing is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola and Pepsi have used promotional pricing in rural markets by offering multi-pack discounts or buy one get one free offers. During local festivals or agricultural fairs, these promotions help increase visibility and also drive product trials, especially in rural areas where brand loyalty is still developing. The fifth strategy for rural specific pricing is geographical pricing. This strategy involves adjusting the price of a product depending on the location, considering factors like local demand, competition, and regional taxes. For example, Amul adjusts its pricing for dairy products based on geographical location, ensuring that rural areas receive products at prices that are more affordable than in urban locations. This adjustment helps them reach a larger rural consumer base where dairy consumption is high but disposable income is low. So, why this geographical pricing works? Geographical pricing ensures that rural consumers who may not be able to afford higher prices typical in urban areas are still able to access essential good. By pricing products based on local conditions, company can ensure higher market penetration and higher customer acquisition in underserved areas. In the automobile sector, where we can see another example, companies like Maruti Suzuki offer lower cost models and financing schemes for rural areas, making their vehicles more accessible to the rural population. These vehicles may be priced differently in rural areas as compared to urban centers, accounting for the lower purchasing power in rural region. So, by implementing all these pricing strategies which are meant specifically for rural market, businesses can better align their products with the unique needs and purchasing behavior of rural consumers. This ensures greater market reach and customer satisfaction, making products more accessible and increasing long-term brand loyalty in rural markets. Today, let's discuss a fascinating case study about Everready's innovative approach to reaching rural markets with their low-cost lanterns. In India, many rural households face an unreliable supply of electricity, leaving families without a dependable source of light, especially after sunset. This creates a basic yet critical need for an affordable, sustainable, and reliable lighting solution. Everready, a trusted name in batteries and lighting products, recognized this challenge and saw an opportunity to meet a fundamental need in a growing rural market. They launched an affordable range of lanterns designed specifically for these households. The idea behind these lanterns was not just about providing light, it was about offering a product that could help improve quality of life by allowing people to continue their daily activities after dark, such as studying, cooking, and working in their field. For this case, let's see some of the key insight and data point. First, affordability. The lanterns were priced at a level that made them accessible to low-income rural families. This price point was crucial for widespread adoption, as cost is a major barrier in rural markets. Target market: Everready focused on rural households which had limited access to electricity, making it a viable solution for people who previously relied on kerosene, lamps, or candles. These sources were not only expensive but they were also hazardous. Third, social impact. The lantern didn't just solve a problem, they improved lives by providing a safer and more efficient lighting option. This also contributed to Everready's brand image as a socially responsible company. Fourth, the distribution strategy. The company made strategic effort to ensure these lanterns were available in rural areas through both traditional retail and innovative distribution channels, ensuring maximum reach. Everready's low-cost lanterns became a game changer in rural lighting solutions. They started serving as a perfect example of how companies can leverage their resources and their expertise to cater to a previously underserved market while driving both social and the financial impact to the business. So, to summarize all this, pricing for rural markets must be both strategic and empathetic. These markets are diverse with unique challenges and unique opportunities. By focusing on affordability, accessibility, and availability, businesses can not only tap into a huge consumer base but also play a pivotal role in improving the lives of rural consumers. It is important to note that rural pricing is not simply about lowering the cost, it's about creating real value for these communities, understanding their specific needs, and innovating to serve them effectively. This might include offering smaller, more affordable packages or finding creative ways to distribute products that make them accessible, even in the most remote areas that can reach. Moreover, pricing must reflect the local context, considering factors like income levels, purchasing power, and cultural preferences. So, as we discussed today, rural markets are driven by different dynamics compared to urban markets. And a one size fits all approach won't work. That's why it's essential to look at these markets through the lens of empathy and inclusivity. Understanding the mindset of rural consumers can help businesses not just sell products but build long lasting relationships with these customers. Remember, the goal is not just to capture a market share, but it is to build sustainable relationships by offering products that add value to the lives of rural consumers. And while affordability is a key, businesses must also ensure that the product remain high quality and serve the unique need of this segment. So, as we wrap up, I encourage all of you to think critically about how companies can design better rural pricing strategies. What are some innovative pricing models that you believe can work in rural markets? And how can businesses balance profitability with social responsibility? So, thank you for joining today's session. I look forward to hearing from you about your thoughts and seeing your creative ideas for rural pricing strategies. So don't forget to share all these thoughts in our discussion forum where we can connect. That's all. Thank you. See you in the next session.